I never thought I'd be the guy writing something like this. My wife, Hannah, and I have been married for 12 years. We have 2 kids, Lily, 10, and Max, 7. For the longest time, I thought we were that stable family you see in commercials. Sure, we had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we always seemed solid. Or so I thought. It started small. Hannah began coming home later than usual. At first, it was easy to explain away. She said her job had gotten more demanding, new projects, overtime. She'd kiss the kids on the head, apologize for missing dinner, and retreat to the bedroom with her phone. I wanted to believe her. I chose to believe her. But then Lily started asking questions. One night, while I was tucking her in, she looked at me and asked, "Daddy, why does Mommy smell like perfume that isn't hers?" I froze. Lily's always been sharp, more observant than most kids her age. I asked her what she meant. She said, "Mommy smelled different lately, like someone else's scent." And then she whispered, "And sometimes when she comes home, she's already eaten, but she told us she didn't have time for lunch at work." I brushed it off, told her not to worry about it. But inside, I felt the first sting of dread. A week later, Max chimed in. He's only 7, but kids notice things adults ignore. I was packing his lunch one morning when he casually said, "Daddy, why does Mommy smile at her phone so much? She hides it when we look." That hit harder than I expected. My own children were the ones noticing the cracks I was trying to plaster over. Over the next month, the signs multiplied. Hannah guarding her phone like it held nuclear codes, late-night errands that made no sense, a new lingerie set she bought but never wore for me. I tried to confront her gently, but she brushed it off as paranoia. "I'm stressed. I need space. You're reading too much into things." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But when your 10-year-old daughter looks at you with worried eyes and asks, "Daddy, is Mommy mad at us? Is that why she's gone so much?" you can't ignore it anymore. That night, after putting the kids to bed, I sat in the living room alone, staring at Hannah's purse on the counter. I knew it was wrong, but I opened it. Inside, I found receipts, restaurants we'd never been to together, a hotel booking for business purposes, and a lipstick shade I'd never seen her wear. The truth was clawing its way to the surface, and I wasn't sure I was ready for it. But my kids already sensed it. They were smarter than I'd given them credit for. And the worst part? I realized they were watching me just as much as her, waiting to see if I'd protect them from the storm they already knew was coming. The breaking points came on a Saturday. Hannah said she had a team-building seminar. She kissed the kids goodbye, promised to bring them souvenirs, and left. But Lily wasn't buying it. She came up to me after Hannah's car disappeared down the street and said, "Daddy, can we follow her, just to see?" It broke my heart. My 10-year-old was already playing detective in her own home. I told her no, that it wasn't her job to worry about Mommy. But after I dropped the kids off at my sister's house that afternoon, I found myself driving toward the hotel address I'd seen on one of the receipts. And there she was, standing outside, laughing with a man I'd never seen before. He leaned in close, touched her arm, kissed her cheek like it was the most natural thing in the world. My wife, the mother of my children, looked happier with him than she had with us in months. I didn't confront her then. I couldn't. Instead, I drove away, hands gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. My phone buzzed with a text from Lily. "Did Mommy leave yet? Will she be home for dinner?" I wanted to scream. My daughter was watching me fumble through something she already understood better than I did. Kids don't always know the details, but they know when love feels different. That evening, when Hannah finally came home, she was glowing. She carried a shopping bag, gave the kids trinkets, and smiled like she hadn't just shattered our family behind our backs. She tucked Max into bed, kissed Lily on the forehead, and went to shower. While she was in the bathroom, Lily came into the living room where I was sitting. She sat on the couch beside me, hugging her stuffed rabbit, and whispered, "Daddy, I don't think Mommy loves us the same anymore." I broke inside, because she was right, and because no child should ever have to say that out loud. That night, after the kids were asleep, I confronted Hannah. "I know," I told her. She froze, towel in hand, eyes wide. "Know what?" "About the hotel. About him. About everything." For a moment, I thought she'd deny it again, but instead, she sat down and started crying. She admitted it. The late nights, the lies, the perfume, the phone she hid like a secret diary, it was all true. She'd been seeing a coworker for almost a year. I asked her the only question that mattered. Why? Her answer was 1,000 excuses strung together. Stress, loneliness, feeling unseen, wanting to feel young again. None of it mattered, because while she was out chasing validation, our kids were at home asking why their mother didn't smile at them anymore. The next weeks were chaos. We argued late at night while the kids slept, pretending not to hear. Papers were filed, friends chose sides. My parents offered to take us in until things settled. But the hardest part wasn't the divorce itself. It was watching Lily and Max process it. One morning, Lily asked me, "Daddy, is it our fault? Did we make Mommy sad?" I hugged her tighter than I ever had in my life and told her no over and over again. But I saw the doubt in her eyes. Kids always blame themselves, and that's the cruelest thing about infidelity. The betrayal doesn't stop at the spouse. It seeps into the children, staining their innocence with questions they should never have to ask. Max became quieter. He stopped drawing pictures of Mommy and Daddy and me. He started drawing just the three of us, me, him, and Lily. In his little way, he'd already rewritten the family portrait. Eventually, Hannah moved out. The house felt emptier, but also calmer. No more secrets vibrating through the walls, no more hushed whispers when a phone buzzed. We're still healing. I don't know what the future holds, but I know one thing. My kids saw the truth before I did. They were the first to notice the cracks, the first to feel the shift. And while I wish to God they hadn't had to bear that burden, I'm grateful they gave me the courage to finally face it. Because sometimes the hardest truths are the ones spoken by the smallest voices. And in the end, it wasn't me who uncovered my wife's betrayal. It was my children.